The alarm blared through the medical bay of the space hospital ship Mercy's Hand. Hana Kim jumped from her rest pod, heart racing. As a medtech on the night shift, alarms meant only one thing: emergency. All medical staff report to Quarantine Bay 3, the ship's voice announced. Unknown life form incoming. Hana grabbed her medkit and ran down the bright white corridor. Her short black hair bounced with each step. She had been on the Mercy's Hand for only 6 months. This was her first alien encounter. When she reached Quarantine Bay 3, 5 other staff members were already there. Dr. Tay, the head doctor, looked serious as he checked the airlock readings. "What do we have?" Hana asked, putting on her protective suit. "Rescue team found an escape pod drifting near the wreckage of an unknown ship," Dr. Tay said. "Life signs inside, but nothing like we've seen before." The airlock hissed open. 4 security officers carried in a strange object. It looked like a clear crystal egg about the size of a small car. Inside, something moved. "Careful," warned Commander June from security. "We don't know what it is or if it's dangerous." The team placed the crystal egg on the examination platform. Through the clear surface, Hana saw a shape. It looked like a big cat, maybe the size of a tiger, but its skin was clear like glass. Light passed through its body, making rainbow patterns on the floor. "Amazing," Hana whispered. Dr. Tay scanned the egg with his medical tools. The pod seems to be made of the same material as the creature inside. Some kind of silicon-based life form, perhaps. "Is it alive?" Hana asked. "Yes, but its life signs are weak. We need to get it out and stabilize it." Finding the opening mechanism took nearly an hour. When the crystal egg finally split open, the glass tiger-like creature didn't move. Its clear skin showed internal organs that glowed with faint blue light. "It's dying," Dr. Tay said. "We need to find a way to help it." For 3 days, the medical team tried everything they knew. They tested different atmospheres, temperatures, and light conditions. They tried various nutrients that might work for silicon-based life. Nothing helped. The creature lay still, its inner light growing dimmer. Hana spent every moment she could in the quarantine room. She felt drawn to the strange being. During her breaks, she would sit beside its containment unit and talk to it, even though there was no sign it could hear or understand. "We're trying to help you," she told it on the 3rd night when she was alone with it. "But we don't know how. Please give us a sign." The creature's light flickered but grew no stronger. Hana checked the monitors. The life signs were failing. "No," she said. "Don't die. Please don't die." She had seen patients die before. It was part of being a medtech, but this felt different. This being was so unique, so beautiful. The thought of its light going out forever made her chest tight. A tear rolled down her cheek. Then another. Soon Hana was crying quietly beside the containment unit, her head in her hands. "I'm sorry," she whispered through her tears. "I wish I knew how to save you." A flash of blue light made her look up. The creature's body was glowing brighter. The internal organs pulsed with renewed energy. Its glass-like limbs twitched. "What?" Hana wiped her eyes, not believing what she saw. She checked the monitors. The life signs were growing stronger. She pressed the emergency call button. "Dr. Tay, come quick. Something's happening." When Dr. Tay arrived, the creature was sitting up in its containment unit. Its clear head turned toward them. Where eyes should be, there were 2 orbs of swirling blue light. "What did you do?" Dr. Tay asked, amazed. "Nothing," Hana said. "I was just sitting here, and I was crying because I thought it was dying, and then..." "Crying?" Dr. Tay looked at her, then at the creature. "Interesting, let's try something." He brought in different food sources again: energy crystals, light arrays, nutrient solutions. The creature ignored them all. "It was responding to you, Hana," Dr. Tay said. "Try talking to it again." Hana approached the containment unit. "Hello? Can you understand me?" The creature's head tilted, but it made no other response. "What about your tears?" Dr. Tay suggested. "You said you were crying when it responded." "I can't just cry on command," Hana said. "Try. Think of something sad." Hana felt awkward. But she closed her eyes and thought of her grandmother who had died the year before. The memory of the funeral brought tears to her eyes. When she opened them, the creature had moved to the edge of the containment unit closest to her, its front paw-like limb pressed against the clear barrier between them. "Look at that," Dr. Tay said quietly. "It's responding to your emotional state." The creature's inner light grew brighter. It opened its mouth, revealing teeth that looked like small crystals. It seemed to be trying to eat the light in the room. "It's feeding," Dr. Tay realized. "But only when you're displaying emotion. Fascinating." Over the next 2 days, they ran tests. The creature, which Hana had started calling Sue, would only eat when Hana showed strong emotions nearby. Happiness worked a little, anger worked better, but tears, whether from sadness or joy, worked best of all. "How is this possible?" Commander June asked during a staff meeting. He looked at the creature with suspicion. "Is it feeding on her emotions somehow?" "Not exactly," said Dr. Min, the xenobiologist. "Our best guess is that it absorbs emotional energy that somehow converts to nutrition for its system, its home. World might be a place where emotions manifest as physical energy." "Is it dangerous?" Commander June pressed. "It hasn't shown any aggressive behavior," Hana defended. "It just wants to live." "Or it's manipulating you to feed itself," June countered. Dr. Tay stepped in. "For now, we continue to study it. Hana, since you have the strongest connection, you'll be its primary caretaker. But be careful. Don't exhaust yourself emotionally." Hana nodded, looking through the observation window at Sue. The glass tiger stared back at her, its blue eyes swirling with light. For a moment she thought she felt something, a touch of awareness that wasn't her own. "I think it's trying to communicate," she said softly. No one else noticed when Sue's front paw moved, tracing a pattern on the floor of its containment unit. A pattern that looked almost like writing. Hana sat in Dr. Tay's office the next morning. The head doctor looked tired as he reviewed her reports on Sue, the glass tiger alien. "This is unlike anything in our records," Dr. Tay said. "A life form that feeds on emotional energy. The science. Team is very excited." "What will happen to Sue?" Hana asked. Dr. Tay leaned back in his chair. "For now, we continue to study it. But Hana, I need to warn you about getting too attached. This is still an unknown alien species. We have no idea what its true nature or intentions might be." "Sue is not dangerous," Hana said firmly. "It just wants to live." "Perhaps, but be careful. Your emotional connection to this creature is both necessary and risky. Don't let it drain you too much." Back in the quarantine bay, Hana found Sue pacing its containment unit. The glass tiger stopped when it saw her and pressed against the clear wall. "Good morning, Sue," Hana said. She placed her hand against the wall opposite Sue's paw. "Are you hungry?" The creature's inner light had dimmed overnight. Hana sat down beside the unit and opened her personal tablet. She had been testing different ways to generate emotional responses that would feed Sue without exhausting herself. "Let's try something new today," she said. She played a video of her little nephew's first birthday. The memory of missing the event because she was on the Mercies hand made her feel sad. A few tears formed in her eyes. Immediately, Sue's body brightened. The blue light inside it pulsed stronger. "It works," Hana noted in her log. Subject responds to emotional triggers even when emotions are not directly related to it. Over the next week, Hana developed a system. 3 times a day, she would sit with Sue and play videos or music that triggered emotional responses. Happy memories made Sue glow gently. Sad ones made it shine brighter. When she cried, Sue's entire body lit up like a star. "You prefer sadness," Hana told the creature. "I wonder why." Sue placed its paw on the wall and began tracing patterns again. The marks looked more and more like writing, but no one could understand them yet. Dr. Min, the xenobiologist, joined Hana for an afternoon session. He watched as she played an old message from her grandmother, recorded before she died. "I love you, Hana," her grandmother's voice said. I am proud of you going to space. Be brave and kind." Tears rolled down Hana's cheeks. Across the room, Sue glowed so brightly that Dr. Min had to shield his eyes. "Amazing," he said. "The stronger the emotion, the more energy it absorbs." "Why does sadness work better than happiness?" Hana asked, wiping her eyes. "Perhaps on its world? Different emotions have different energy values. Sadness and grief might be more powerful or nutritious." Later that day, Commander June called a meeting with the medical staff. His face was stern as he looked at the reports. "This creature is manipulating us," he said. "It has found a way to make Medtech Kim produce emotional energy for its own benefit." "That's not fair," Hana argued. "Sue is just trying to survive." "Is it? How do we know it didn't cause the destruction of its own ship to get here? How do we know there aren't more of these things waiting to feed on human emotions?" Dr. Tay tried to calm the situation. "We have no evidence of hostile intent. The creature remains contained and under observation." "I want the emotional feeding reduced," Commander June ordered. "Once a day only, and I want armed guards present during each session." Hana protested, but the decision was made. When she returned to the quarantine bay, Sue seemed to sense her distress. It paced its containment unit, its inner light flickering anxiously. "I'm sorry," Hana told it. "They're afraid of you." That night, Hana couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about Sue waiting, in the dark, its light slowly fading without emotional energy to sustain it. Around midnight, she got up and went to the quarantine bay. The guard at the door stopped her. "No entry without authorization, Medtech Kim." "Please, just for a few minutes," Hana begged. "It needs to feed." "Commander's orders. Only scheduled visits." Through the window, Hana could see Sue lying still in its containment unit. Its light was barely visible now. The next morning, Hana arrived early for the scheduled feeding session. Dr. Tay and Commander June were already there, along with 2 armed guards. "Its condition has declined overnight," Dr. Tay noted. "We may need to reconsider the feeding schedule." Hana rushed to the containment unit. Sue lay motionless inside, its glass body almost dark. "Sue," she called. "I'm here now." The creature's head turned slightly toward her voice, but it seemed too weak to move. "We need to feed it now," Hana said urgently. "Proceed." Dr. Tay nodded. Hana sat beside the unit and played the saddest song she knew. She thought of all the patients she had lost, all the people who had left her life. Tears came easily today. Sue's body began to glow again, slowly at first, then brighter. It struggled to its feet and moved closer to Hana. "Look at that," Dr. Tay said quietly. "The response is immediate." Even Commander June seemed impressed. "It really does feed on emotional energy." As Sue regained strength, it began tracing patterns on the floor again. This time, the patterns were more complex. "It's trying to communicate," Hana realized. "We need someone who can understand these symbols." Later that day, Dr. Minji, the ship's linguist, examined recordings of Sue's tracings. "These are definitely language patterns," she confirmed. "But unlike any language we know, it might take time to decipher them." Over the next few days, Hana was allowed 2 feeding sessions per day. During each one, Sue would trace more patterns after feeding. Dr. Minji recorded everything, slowly building a translation key. One evening, as Hana was leaving after a session, she felt a strange sensation in her mind, like a gentle touch. She turned back and saw Sue watching her, its blue eyes swirling with light. "Did you just—" Hana whispered, but didn't finish the thought. That night, Hana dreamed of crystal cities under strange stars. She saw beings like Sue moving through structures made of the same glass-like material. In the dream, emotions were visible, colorful, energies that flowed between the beings like conversations. She woke with a start, her heart racing. The dream had felt so real. When she arrived at the quarantine bay for the morning feeding, Sue was waiting for her. It placed its paw against the clear wall as soon as she entered. "You showed me your world," Hana said quietly so the guards couldn't hear. "Didn't you?" Sue's eyes glowed brighter. It began tracing a new pattern on the floor, one that looked like two beings connected by a line of light. Dr. Minji, who had been observing, suddenly looked excited. "I think I've got it," she said. "That symbol there, it means connect or bond. And those two shapes are different beings." "It's saying we're connected," Hana translated, looking at Sue. The glass tiger nodded its head. The first time it had made such a human-like gesture. "This changes everything," Dr. Minji whispered. Dr. Minji worked day and night on the translation system. After a week, she had decoded enough of Sue's patterns to build a basic communication pad. The device displayed simple symbols that Sue could touch to form messages. "We're ready to try," Dr. Minji told Hana one morning. "The system is very basic, but it should let Sue answer simple questions." The team gathered in the quarantine bay. Commander June stood back, his hand near his weapon. Dr. Tay looked excited but cautious. Hana stepped forward with the communication pad. "Sue," she said, placing the pad against the clear wall. "Can you understand this?" The glass tiger stared at the pad for a long moment. Then its paw moved to touch a symbol. The computer translated, "Yes." A cheer went up from the medical team. Sue had understood. "Who are you?" Hana asked next. Sue touched several symbols in sequence. "Scout, Explorer, Prisma, Prisma," Dr. Minji repeated. "That must be what they call themselves." "Where do you come from?" Dr. Tay asked. Sue's paw moved. Again. "Far Star. Crystal World." Over the next hours, they learned that Sue's home was a planet orbiting a distant star. The Prisma were a race of silicon-based life forms who lived in cities made of the same crystal material as their bodies. "How do you normally eat?" Hana asked, curious about why Sue needed emotions. "Absorb feeling energy. All Prisma share, alone is hunger." "That explains it," Dr. Min said. "They feed on emotional energy from each other. Sue is starving because it's alone, cut off from its kind." "Why did you leave your world?" Commander June asked suddenly. Sue seemed to hesitate, then, "Running! Danger! Hunters come!" "Hunters? What hunters?" June pressed. "Void. Hunters. Take Prisma. Break for power." The room went quiet as they processed this information. "Someone hunts your people? For power?" Hana asked gently. "Yes. Ship attacked. Escaped in pod. So the wreckage we found," Dr. Tay began. "My scout ship, Hunters, destroyed." Commander June's face darkened. "Are these hunters following you? Have you led them to our ship?" Sue's light dimmed slightly. "Maybe. Not no." The commander turned to Dr. Tay. "This changes everything. We may have brought a target on board." "We couldn't have known," Dr. Tay argued, "and we couldn't leave a living being to die." While they debated, Hana stayed with Sue. The creature seemed troubled, its light flickering. "It's okay," Hana said softly. "We'll protect you." Sue touched the pad. "Human feeling strong, not like other species." "What do you mean?" "Most life hide feeling. Humans show clear, strong energy." Hana thought about this. "Are you saying humans feel emotions more strongly than other species you've met?" "Not stronger, clearer, no hiding." Dr. Minji, who had been listening, looked fascinated. "It's saying we're more emotionally expressive. We don't hide our feelings like other species might." "Can you teach us more about the Prisma?" Hana asked. Sue agreed, and over the next few days, it shared information about its species and culture. The Prisma lived in a world where emotions manifested as visible energy. They couldn't lie or hide their feelings from each other. The concept of deception was foreign to them. That's why Sue responds only to genuine emotions, Dr. Min realized. It can't process fake feelings because such a thing doesn't exist in its culture. And that's why it responds most strongly to tears, Hana added. Tears are one of the most honest emotional expressions humans have. As their communication improved, Dr. Minji developed a more advanced translation system. Sue could now share more complex ideas. One evening, when only Hana was present, Sue sent a message. Want to show you something. What is it? Hana asked. Touch. Wall. Think of home. Hana placed her hand against the clear barrier separating them. Sue pressed its paw against the same spot. Hana closed her eyes and thought of Earth, of her family home with its small garden. Suddenly, a flood of images filled her mind, crystal spires rising from a sea of liquid light, beings like Sue but in different colors and shapes moving through great open spaces, the feeling of countless minds connected in a network of shared emotion. Hana gasped and pulled her hand away. That was your world, she whispered. You showed me your home. Sue's eyes glowed. Yes, Prisma share memory this way. Can all Prisma do this? Share memories? All Prisma connected. Share feeling, share memory. Hana reported this new development to Dr. Tay, who was both excited and concerned. Telepathic sharing of memories, he mused. Fascinating, but also potentially dangerous. We don't know what effect this might have on a human mind. It didn't hurt me, Hana insisted. It was beautiful. Still, we should be careful. No more direct mind contact until we understand it better. Despite this warning, Hana continued her private conversations with Sue. The glass tiger seemed eager to learn about humans and their world. One day Sue asked, why humans sometimes hide feeling? Hana thought about how to explain. Sometimes we hide feelings to protect ourselves or others. We might be afraid of being hurt or rejected. Strange. Hiding truth hurts Prisma, makes sick. I guess humans and Prisma are different that way, Hana said. But we both value connection and understanding. Sue was quiet for a moment then. You not hide feeling from me. Good friend. The words touched Hana deeply. You're my friend too, Sue. That night, the ship's alarms woke everyone from sleep. Hana rushed to the quarantine bay to find Commander June and his security team already there. What's happening? She asked. Long-range sensors detected 3 unknown vessels on an approach vector, June said grimly. They match no known configuration in our database. Sue was agitated, pacing its containment unit. When it saw Hana, it rushed to the communication pad. Void hunters come. Found me. Are you sure? Commander June demanded. Yes. Feel them. They search for Prisma energy. How long do we have? Dr. Tay asked. Hours only. They fast. Commander June addressed his team. Prepare defensive measures, alert the captain. As the security team rushed to their stations, Hana stayed with Sue. The creature seemed frightened, but also determined. Can help, it communicated. No hunters. No weakness. How can you help? Need full strength. Need more energy. Hana understood. You need more emotional energy from me. Yes, but different. Deeper connection. Dangerous for human. Dangerous how? Bond minds fully. Share all. Feeling. Maybe human mind not ready. Hana took a deep breath. But it would help you fight the hunters? Help protect the ship? Sue's eyes glowed brightly. Yes. Become true tiger of glass. Defender. Then I'll do it, Hana said firmly. Tell me what I need to do. Sue began explaining what would be required for a full empathic bond between human and Prisma, something never attempted before. As it did, the ship's sensors continued tracking the approaching vessels, now clearly visible and closing in fast. The entire ship was on high alert. Red warning lights flashed in every corridor. The captain had ordered all non-essential personnel to the inner sections of the Mercy's Hand. In the quarantine bay, Dr. Tay, Commander June, and Dr. Minji listened as Hana explained Sue's proposal. A complete mental bond? Dr. Tay shook his head. That's too dangerous. We have no idea what effect it might have on your brain. Sue says it's the only way, Hana insisted. The Prisma can generate defensive energy, but only at full strength. And Sue needs a deep emotional connection to reach that level. Commander June paced the room. The Void Hunters will reach us in less than 2 hours. Our weapons may not be effective against them if they have technology advanced enough to hunt beings like the Prisma. I'm willing to take the risk, Hana said firmly. Dr. Minji studied the translation pad where Sue had explained the process. According to this, the bond would allow Sue to draw on Hana's emotional energy directly, without the need for external triggers like tears. It would also allow them to communicate instantly, mind to mind. And the risks? Dr. Tay asked. Emotional overload, mental strain, possible memory transfer between species. Dr. Minji looked up. In the worst case, Hana could lose her sense of self temporarily, or experience Prisma memories as if they were her own. That's too high a price, Dr. Tay declared. Sue touched the communication pad. Not force, human choice, respect. Hana placed her hand against the containment wall. I choose to try. We don't have many options left. After much debate, Dr. Tay reluctantly agreed to the procedure, but with conditions. We'll monitor your brain activity constantly. At the first sign of danger to your mind, we break the connection. Preparations were made quickly. The medical team set up monitoring equipment around Hana. They removed one wall of Sue's containment unit but kept an energy field in place that could be activated instantly if needed. The hunters are now 1 hour out, Commander June reported. Whatever you're going to do, do it fast. Hana sat cross-legged on the floor, facing Sue through the energy field. The glass tiger sat in a similar position, its blue eyes fixed on her. I'm ready, Hana said. Dr. Minji deactivated the energy field between them. Remember, if anything feels wrong, say the word stop immediately. Sue moved forward slowly. It raised one paw and held it in the air before Hana. She understood and raised her hand to meet it. When their fingers touched, Hana gasped. A cold crystal sensation ran up her arm and into her chest. Sue's entire body began to glow brighter than ever before. Brain activity increasing, Dr. Tay reported, watching the monitors. Heart rate elevated. Hana barely heard him. Her mind was filling with new sensations. It felt like standing in an ocean of light and feeling every wave as a different emotion. Joy, fear, wonder, sadness, all flowing through her at once. Are you okay, Hana? Dr. Minji asked, concerned. Yes, Hana whispered. It's amazing. Inside her mind, she felt Sue's presence, not as words, but as pure feeling. The Prisma was guiding her through the connection, showing her how to share emotional energy without being overwhelmed by it. I am here, Sue seemed to say without words. We are connected now. Images began to flow into Hana's mind. She saw the crystal, world where Sue had been born. She felt the joy of swimming through seas of liquid light with other Prisma. She experienced the constant emotional connection that linked all members of Sue's species. Then darker memories came. The arrival of the Void Hunters, black ships descending on Prisma colonies, crystal beings shattered and their energy harvested, the desperate flight of survivors like Sue seeking help from other worlds. Her stress levels are rising, Dr. Tay warned. Heart rate approaching dangerous levels. Hana, Dr. Minji called. Remember, you can say, stop, if it's too much. Hana heard them, but she didn't want to stop. Through the pain of these memories, she was understanding Sue more completely. The Prisma were peaceful explorers, not warriors. The Void Hunters were a species that had discovered how to use Prisma energy to power their technology. They saw the Prisma not as living beings but as resources to be harvested. The last memory was the clearest. Sue's scout ship being attacked. The desperate launch of the escape pod. The long drift through space, growing weaker without the emotional energy of other Prisma. Then the miracle of being found by humans, beings whose emotional energy was strong enough to sustain a Prisma alone. Ship-wide alert, the captain's voice came over the speakers. Unknown vessels now in visual range, they are not responding to hails. Commander June looked at the monitors showing the approaching ships. They were black, angular vessels with no visible windows or markings. Those must be the hunters. In her mind, Hana felt Sue's fear, but also its determination. You have shown me kindness, Sue communicated. I will protect you now. Something's happening, Dr. Minji said, pointing at Sue. The glass tiger's body was changing. Its crystal form was growing, becoming more solid. The blue light inside it turned to gold, then white. Its tiger shape became more defined, with sharp edges like armor. Incredible, Dr. Min breathed. It's transforming. Hana felt the change through their bond. Sue was channeling her emotional energy and converting it into physical power. The process was draining. Hana felt tired and lightheaded, but she pushed through it, focusing on her desire to help Sue and protect the ship. The hunter vessels are launching smaller craft, reported Commander June. They appear to be boarding pods aimed at our hull. They're coming for Sue, Hana realized. The transformed Prisma stood tall now, its body glowing white-hot. Through their bond, Hana felt its intention. I need more, Sue communicated. Your deepest emotions. Your strongest memories. Hana nodded and closed her eyes. She opened her mind fully, sharing every powerful memory she had. The day she learned her grandmother had died. The moment she was accepted into the space medical program. The first time she saved a patient's life. The crushing loneliness of deep space travel. The wonder of seeing alien worlds. The emotional flood poured through their bond. Sue absorbed it all, growing brighter and more powerful with each passing second. They've breached the outer hull, Commander June shouted. Security teams to all. Entry points. Distant sounds of weapons fire echoed through the ship. The hunters were inside. Hana, your vital signs are critical, Dr. Tay warned. We need to break the connection now. Not yet, Hana gasped. Sue's almost ready. The glass tiger stood at the center of the room, now twice its original size. Its body was a blinding beacon of light. Through their bond, Hana felt it gathering. Energy for something big. Almost there, Sue communicated. One final memory. Your strongest feeling. Hana searched within herself and found it. The moment when she first connected with Sue, the profound feeling of meeting a truly alien mind and finding friendship there. She focused on that feeling with all her strength and pushed it through their bond. Sue roared, a sound like crystal bells breaking, and its body exploded with light. The room vanished in a blinding flash. When Hana could see again, she found herself on the floor. Dr. Tay was checking her pulse. Dr. Minji was helping her sit up. Did it work? Hana asked weakly. Commander June stared at his communication device in amazement. The hunter boarding parties. They've stopped. Their ships are pulling back. In the center of the room stood Sue, transformed completely. No longer a simple glass tiger, it had become a majestic armored being of pure light with a tiger's shape. Its eyes were like stars as it looked down at Hana. Thank you, friend, came its voice in her mind. Now I can protect you all. The Void Hunters had not retreated for long. Their black ship circled the Mercy's hand like sharks smelling blood. Inside the ship, the crew worked frantically to repair damaged sections and prepare for another attack. In the quarantine bay, Sue stood tall and radiant. The glass tiger had transformed into a being of pure energy, with a solid crystal core. Through their bond, Hana could feel its new strength and purpose. The hunters will not give up, Commander June said, checking the ship's defenses. They came for the Prisma, and they won't leave without it. What can we do? Dr. Tay asked, looking at Sue. The transformed Prisma turned to Hana. In her mind, she heard its voice clearly. I can defend this ship, but I need your help. What do you need? Hana asked aloud. The ship's outer shell. I must go there. Hana relayed this to Commander June, who hesitated. We can't just let it roam free. What if this is a trick? It's not a trick, Hana said firmly. I can feel Sue's intentions through our bond. It wants to protect us. After a brief discussion with the captain, June agreed. I'll escort you both to Airlock 7. It gives access to the outer hull. As they traveled through the ship's corridors, crew members stopped and stared at the glowing tiger walking beside Hana. Some looked afraid, others amazed. "They've never seen anything like you," Hana told Sue through their mind link. "Few have. This form is rare among my people. Only in great need do we become Tiger of Glass." "Is that what you call this transformation?" "Defender form, protector, long. Ego, my ancestors used this power to shield our world from cosmic storms. They reached Airlock 7, where a security team waited. Commander June issued quick orders, and the team prepared the airlock for opening. Once you're outside, what will you do?" June asked. Sue communicated through Hana. "Create shield. Block hunters' weapons." Dr. Tay, who had followed them, looked concerned. "What about Hana? Will the bond harm her if you're outside the ship?" "Distance does not break bond. But energy, need will be great. She will feel tired." Hana straightened her shoulders. "I can handle it." The security team finished their preparations. The inner airlock door slid open. Sue stepped inside, then turned to look back at Hana. "Stay strong, friend. Share your courage with me." The door closed, and the airlock cycle began. Through their bond, Hana felt Sue's excitement and determination as it prepared to face the vacuum. Space. "Airlock cycle complete," announced a crew member. "Outer door open." On the bridge, the captain watched the external cameras as Sue emerged onto the hull of the Mercy's Hand. The glass tiger moved gracefully across the metal surface, its crystalline paws somehow gripping the smooth exterior. "Amazing," the captain breathed. "It can survive in space without protection." In the corridor outside the airlock, Hana swayed slightly. She felt a pulling sensation in her mind, as if Sue was drawing more energy through their bond. "Are you all right?" Dr. Tay asked, supporting her arm. "Yes," Hana said. "Sue needs more energy. It's preparing something big." On the external cameras, they watched as Sue reached the center of the ship's hull. The glass tiger raised its head and roared silently in the vacuum of space. Its body began to glow even brighter. "Energy readings are off the charts," reported a science officer on the bridge. "It's generating some kind of field around our ship." A transparent, shimmering barrier began to form, extending outward from Sue in all directions. Like a bubble of light, it grew until it surrounded the entire ship. "Shield at full strength," the science officer announced. "It's deflecting all scans from the hunter vessels." The Void Hunters responded quickly. Their ships moved closer, weapon systems activating. Beams of dark energy shot toward the Mercy's Hand. "Brace for impact," the captain ordered. But the expected hit never came. The dark beams struck Sue's shield and dissipated into harmless light. Through her bond with Sue, Hana felt a surge of pride. The prisma was protecting them, just as it had promised. But she also felt Sue's strain. Maintaining the shield was draining its energy quickly. "More," it communicated. "Need more emotion." Hana closed her eyes and focused. She thought of her family, back on Earth, of her friends on the ship, of all the patients who depended on her. She thought of Sue, this strange, beautiful being who had come into her life and changed everything. A mixture of love, fear, hope, and determination flowed through her. In the corridor, Dr. Tay watched in amazement as tears streamed down Hana's face, though her eyes remained closed. "She's feeding it emotions," he realized. Outside, Sue's shield grew stronger, the light pulsing with new energy. But the Void Hunters weren't giving up. Their ships began a new approach, launching small objects toward the ship. "They're sending boarding pods again," Commander June reported from the bridge. "Different design this time. They might get through." Hana felt Sue's concern through their bond. The shield alone wasn't enough. The prisma needed to do more. "Let me show you what a Tiger of Glass can truly do," Sue communicated. "But I need your deepest feelings, your strongest will. Take whatever you need," Hana whispered. She opened her mind completely, sharing everything. Her entire life's worth of emotions, hopes, fears, and dreams. The connection between them grew until Hana could no longer tell where her mind ended. And Sue's began. On the hull of the ship, Sue's transformation continued. The glass tiger grew larger, its crystal body stretching and changing. Great wings of light unfurled from its back. Its tail became a whip of pure energy. Its eyes blazed like twin suns. "What is it doing?" the captain asked, watching the monitors, in awe. The answer came as Sue leaped from the hull toward the approaching hunter vessels. The glass tiger soared through space, trailing light like a comet. It passed through its own shield and headed straight for the nearest black ship. The hunters fired their weapons, but Sue moved too quickly. It dodged the dark beams and struck the first vessel with its paws. Where it touched, the black hull cracked and broke, revealing machinery inside. Sue's light poured into these openings, overloading the hunter ship's systems. In the corridor, Hana felt every move as if she were making it herself. Through Sue's eyes, she saw the hunter ship from inside, dark corridors filled with machinery, but no living crew. These were automated vessels, controlled from somewhere far away. Sue moved from ship to ship, disabling each one with precise strikes. The glass tiger seemed to know exactly where to hit, finding weak points in the hunter vessel's design. When the last ship went dark, Sue returned to the Mercy's hand. The entire battle had taken less than 10 minutes. The airlock cycled again, and Sue stepped back inside the ship. The glass tiger was smaller now, its light dimmer. It had used most of its energy in the fight. Hana rushed forward as Sue entered the corridor. The bond between them was still strong, but she could feel Sue's exhaustion. "You did it," she said, placing her hand on the tiger's crystal head. "You saved us all." The rest of the crew stared in amazement. Commander June looked at Sue with new respect. Dr. Tay was already scanning the prisma, noting its depleted energy levels. "It needs to feed again," Dr. Tay said. "The battle drained it completely." "No more tears needed," Sue communicated to Hana. "Bond is enough now. Share joy, not sadness." Hana smiled and focused on her happiness and relief. Sue's body began to glow a little brighter. Later, in a meeting with the ship's officers, Sue explained through Hana what had happened. The disabled hunter ships contained valuable information. The Prisma could use this data to track the source of the hunters, and perhaps find a way to stop them permanently. "My people will come," Sue told them. "Others will follow my signal. Together, humans and Prisma can stand against hunters. An alliance," the captain said thoughtfully. "That could benefit both our species." As the meeting ended, Hana and Sue returned to the medical bay. No longer a quarantine zone, but now Sue's temporary quarters. The glass tiger had resumed its normal size, though it still glowed with inner light. "Will you stay with us?" Hana asked. "Or will you go with your people when they arrive?" Through their bond, she felt Sue's warm response. "I will stay where friend is. Human and Prisma together strong. You showed courage, shared tears, made Tiger of Glass possible." Hana smiled and placed her hand on Sue's crystal head. The glass tiger purred, a sound like wind chimes in a gentle breeze. "Then we'll face whatever comes next together," she said. Outside the viewport, stars glittered, like distant crystals. Somewhere out there, both danger and hope waited. But for now, in this quiet moment, a human and a tiger of glass shared something unique in the universe. A bond forged through tears, strengthened by courage, and transformed by understanding.